Finds me on Cricut. My name is Cassie Cartmel. Okay then, so this is the project. It's going to be called EEP for English paper piecing. Sewing vinyl pouch. Doesn't have to be for English paper piecing. I just had to call it something. So this is what it looks like. Don't be intimidated. There's just a lot of parts, that's all. There's nothing to it. It's really quite simple. And even if you don't like doing the binding, just give it a go, because it's just a little bit of binding and it's going to be good for practice. So I also did a plain version just to show you what it looks like. And there are all the pieces. So let's click Make It. So once we click Make It, it's going to connect to your Cricut Maker, and it's going to be asking you now, well, you're going to see the project. So click on the mat and confirm. And then these are all of the cuts. So I'm just going to go through them really quickly. One of them needs to be stabilized. So if this is the one you choose, then at least one of these sections needs to be stabilized. But it doesn't matter if you don't put the stabilizer on now, because you can put the stabilizer on after and cut around it. It's up to you. You can put it on before or after. So if you click continue and you just do it with regular fabric, then it's going to connect up to your maker at this point. It's having a think about it, and then when the next screen comes up, it's going to be asking you what kind of material you're going to be using. We are going to be using the fabric, and we're going to set to more, and it's going to be on rotary. So that is the setting for the fabric. I'm going to go over the pieces. So this is also, you need one piece that is clear vinyl. I cut it just on regular fabric setting and it cut it out perfectly. So that is good to go. And the third one is the tabs for the closure. They're both fabric and one of them is stabilized. So it's up to you if you want to do it before or you can do it after. And this one here doesn't have any stabilizer. It's going to be make up the pocket, or yeah, this one's going to be the pocket. And then so you've got a main section, an exterior section, a pocket, and another part. You'll see when it all gets done to the next part. I'm doing this after the facts now, so I'll leave it to Cassie later on to tell you what's stabilised and what isn't. So the next part is the cut for the vinyl. I generally like to move it over to the centre here. Oh, I apologise for the telephone. It's done that on another video as well. I am just going to turn the sound off. There we go. So when we do the vinyl cut, I like to move it over to the centre. You have to turn it on mirror. You shouldn't be able to read the text on this page because it's an iron-on, and once we press it on, then you'll be able to read it. What's the next cut? So this is all the tabs. These are for this, they're all for the zipper apart from this one here, which is for the pull. So if you wanted to hang it up, I had that option for you. So now I'm going to take it over to the other Cassie, and she is going to tell you what parts need stabilizing and which parts don't. She does a very good job at explaining. This seems like a lot, but it really isn't. Let me run through what we should have so far. So there's a vinyl section that is clear. There is another section that you're going to need that is not stabilised. Then another section that is stabilised. I have put this onto the back of one of them. And then you've got another section that isn't stabilised. So there should only be one fabric section that's stabilised, and then one that is a clear vinyl, and then the other two aren't stabilised. Now, we have the flap. One's not stabilised, the other side is stabilised. Then we've got these here, there's 4 of them, and then there's a shorter one to make the optional hanging loop. There's 2 zippers, and they are going to be cut down to 5.5 inches. Mine was already cut down to 5.5 inches, so I would recommend you do that now if you do have a 6-inch zipper. These are the zipper tabs. You should have 8 of them, and also some store purchase bias tape. Oh, and also we have our printed out vinyl piece for the front of our EEP storage pouch. With the store purchase stuff, I purchased the double wide bias. It's the easiest one to use, so I would recommend doing that. And I think I cut about 38 inches of this guy. The first thing I'm going to do is put the vinyl on the external of my pouch. I need to find the center of this, so I'm going to crease it along here. So that is the center of the pouch, and then I am going to fold this over so it creates another crease, and then I'm going to fold this over again. So I'm basically creating a crosshatch to place my wording onto my pouch. I am not paid or sponsored to create this video. I have scooted my wording over to the left a little bit because I know I have this flap. So that is why it's a little bit over to the left. I would say that C lines up to about 3/4 of an inch here. I'm going to open the whole thing up. I'm going to place the Cricut press over the top, and I'm going to press start. I'm going to move this over to one side because it's going to be too hot, and let that completely cool. We're going to take all of these long sections, every single one, even the pull, and we're going to create binding. So what you do is you fold it in half and you press down, and then when you're ready, open it back up, fold it in on itself and press down, and then do that with the other side. Fold that into the center and press down, and then fold the whole unit onto itself. You're basically hiding all the raw seams. So you're going to do that with every single long section piece. The next thing we're going to do is zipper tabs. So just make sure that you've cut this to 5.5 inches. Now what we're going to do is zipper tabs. So you're basically going to get one of your tabs, place it on top of the zipper, one of your tabs, place it underneath your zipper, and then you're going to sew across 1/4 inch. Once that is done, the tab will get folded back, and then you will top stitch this down. Once that is done, do it with the other side of your zipper and do it with the second zipper. You are now going to take the tab, you're going to put it right sides together so the fabric is facing right sides, and sew all the way around the tab, leaving this part open. Once that is stitched into place, you will turn that right sides out. Give this just a little press down. Okay, I'm going to stop and regroup. So basically you've got your two zippers with tabs on now. You've got all of these parts all done and they're all looking like binding. This part is complete. This part is complete. I'm just going to peel it off. There we go. I want you to take your vinyl section and the section that doesn't have any stabilizer on, and the one that does have stabilizer on will go over here with the external of the pouch. So we're just working with the unstabilized part and the vinyl. So basically you are going to fold this vinyl in half and you're going to cut it right through the center. You will do the same with the vinyl section. So we've now got 4 of these parts. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take off 3/4 inch off all of these. The reason for this is it removes the bulk from the center here. I had done 1 inch when I did this one, so now I'm going to do 3/4 and see how this one ends up. You're going to find the center of your zip and you're going to mark the center. You're going to take one of your strips and you are going to put it inside here, like so, and fold it over and stitch all the way across. Cut off any of the excess and do the same with the other side of the vinyl pouch. 2 vinyl sections now have binding. Find the center on both of them and mark. You can just do a fold if you want. Place the centre of your marking up against your zipper, and you're going to place that into place. And then what we're going to do is cut off the excess of our zipper here. So I am just going to go through with a rotary cutter. Then I can use a wonder clip at this side, and I can do the same on the other side. Just keeping that all lined up and cut through, and then get another wonder clip, keep that into place, and then you're going to sew this down. With that top section, you were going to place your pocket piece face up. You're going to get your vinyl piece, place that face down, and then we're going to grip this into place. Take your binding section, and you're going to fold that over the top, over both sections, and then you're going to sew it into place. There's going to be a little bit excess of vinyl, so you can clip if it helps, and then you're just going to cut away the excess to match the pocket. Do the same thing with the other pocket. You're going to take the portion that has the stabilizer on, and then you're going to line the pockets on top of each side. I recommend that you go around and baste these pockets on about 1/8 of an inch, which is just smaller than a quarter. The hanger for your pouch will need to be stitched down, so just do a stitch all the way down. Take your external section, and you are going to place where you want everything to be. If you want your loop to be shorter, just make it shorter, it's totally fine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to baste these on here. You're going to turn this around like so, and you're going to place this on top. So it's basically going to look like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to baste all the way around here to keep this all together too. This section here will want to be over this side. And I didn't shut these up because these are additional pockets on the inside as well. Take your bias tape, fold it over at the start, and make sure that it's on one of the straights, because it's going to make it easier to join up that way. I think I'm going to do it this side. So wonder clip this. Make sure that this top section is all opened out, and you're going to grip all the way around this pouch with your binding. When you get to the other end, you're going to fold that over too, and then you're going to stitch all along this first line here. Once you have finished sewing it, you're going to flip it over, and you are going to grip once again all the way around the pouch. Once you've gripped everything down, you can sew it all into place. I'm going to flip these back over and just top stitch them down, both this and this. Fold the whole pouch in half, and I would give it a really nice press with your iron at this point, just down on this corner, so it provides a nice crease. I'm going to apply my cam snaps. I do have a tutorial for this on my channel. I don't want to do it too tight because we want to have things in here, so I'm just going to do it just a little bit, so it's got a little bit of a gap up here. When I go through here for doing this cam snap, I'm going to actually go through the pocket portion at the bottom, so it doesn't go through the zipper portion here, so I will not see the cam snap on this side. It will be in the pockets. Cassie, that was such a great tutorial. What is it that I can do for you? Well, thank you. That's a great question. One of the best things that you can do for me is subscribe to my channel. Also comments. Commenting helps my channel a lot. It's so people like you can find my tutorials, and also liking my video. So let me know what you think in them comments down below. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.